Happy Wednesday, everyone. How we doing? It's Wednesday, June 11th, 2025. And I was just talking to a colleague of mine. Sorry, my voice was breaking then. Frantically trying to get away. And I was like, this just kind of shows the incredible people I get to work with, which is, you're in the deep end with work. And then with like 8 minutes to the hour, you're like, I need to come up with a topic. I need to schedule it and then come up with some notes. And I went through, I've talked about this before. I have in my Canva where I design all the thumbnails and that. Hence, I don't know who this person is on the thumbnail, but it was stock footage. So someone did that and uploaded it to Canva. Nice. And I have a list of like topics that are sort of in the back pocket. And what I do is I look down that list and just see what speaks to me. And my colleague Damien, who's a part of the Rough Talk VR podcast, awesome guy. Every week when I'm having this conversation of I don't know what to talk about, he will always say street food. Talk about street food, because street food is a great topic, and I think it is a great topic. But also, I'm like, I don't know if I could do a whole show on street food. But you tell me, because often with this live show every week, it's always about what you the viewers bring with your great conversations and that. Do you have good street food suggestions and that? I mean, maybe we should do street food. Maybe I should just bite the bullet and do it. But oh my goodness, I haven't had dinner yet, and that's making me feel really, really hungry. But anyway, I want to say a massive hello to everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Myles Dyer Live, where every Wednesday we hang out right here at this time and talk about all sorts, from the very fun to the very serious, and sometimes a mixture in between. But first, just want to say a massive hello to everyone in the chat. We got Canic Tunes, hello. We got Mojo. We got Kalek, hello. Clem Fandango. Hello. How are we all doing? Who else we got down? We got Agramonia. We got King Rolo, the cartoon cat. Hello. We got Dominic with the ice cream avatar. Hello to you, sir. Cali Time Cat. Hello. And Ciago Guitarist. Street Food. Sounds like it get a bit crunchy, tarmacky. I see what you did there. I like that a lot. And hello to everyone else who is still joining. Right. For today, I wanted to just talk about scamming, because I was just curious to know if people have been scammed. It's a topic I hear again and again. Every day I'm receiving phone calls from numbers I don't know, and my general rule is I don't pick up calls from numbers I don't recognise. If it's important, they will email me or send me a text or things like that. But yeah, pavement pizzas aren't so appetizing. Okay, street food is definitely going to be a topic. Damien, I concede that to you, good sir. And yeah, I used to work for a cybersecurity company, and it was really interesting being on the inside of a lot of research into like what allows people to be scammed, etc. And obviously I've taught digital citizenship as well, which can kind of relate. It's about critical thinking in this digital age where everyone is so accessible. You don't have to just knock on someone's door anymore. You can get into their social media feeds or direct message people. It is pretty remarkable when you think of how different the world was, even just 10, 20 years ago. But yeah, I have some stories of my own. I'd love to hear stories of yours. And you can even, if you don't want to admit it, and to be honest, there is no shame when it comes to scam stuff. Have I fallen for scams? I think I have fallen for some scams, but I've definitely been close to some where I'm absolutely kicking myself thinking, oh my goodness, how did I get this far down the line? And as Agramonia says, AI will make scamming easier. AI is definitely making scamming much more sophisticated, and we'll definitely talk about that as well. But I just also want to quickly say, as I always do, for everyone watching, that if you like the music that you hear, do head on over to Spotify, Myles Dyer Live Music. I do need to add some new tunes to this. Nothing wrong with going back over all the bangers, as Mojo would say. But yeah, the playlist is there. And I also have other playlists. I have a really nice playlist for relaxing and working that I use a lot. It's increasingly getting filled up with lo-fi music, which I absolutely adore. And a colleague of mine told me that Jay Cosmic, Desert Star, who does Ocean Eyes, he is actually from the UK, but I think lives in the States now. I definitely need to make an attempt to reach out to him again and see if we can get him on the show, because absolute legend. If you like the people that you see here, join the Empathy Arcade Discord. That's where you can hang out. All the links are in the description below if you're not able to use the QR code. But yeah, Empathy Arcade. And just to say on that, Discord, I am probably going to be able to start using a lot more, because Discord became my work platform, and it just meant I was inundated with so many messages and I couldn't keep up with anything. And then once I finished work, I just wanted to get well away from Discord. Well, we've moved away from that now. We use a tool, Slack, that many people know in business. I absolutely love Slack. And so Discord is, as we're transitioning, is becoming freer, which I'm super, super excited about. So yeah, I should hopefully be able to spend more time there with all of you. So that will definitely be happening. Also, you can become a member of the channel. It really helps me out. I appreciate you. And also for all the wonderful people that do super chats. We also have a store. I do want to add some stuff to the store. Just haven't had a chance, but this is definitely something I'm going to look into. I also need to buy some new Quest for Empathy shirts, because I've worn them out. I've worn them quite a lot. And yeah, I just need new ones because I love the look of them. And if you order anything from the merch store, you get a video message from me saying thank you. So you got that as well. And Let's Plays. Let's talk about Let's Plays. PSVR 2. I tweeted about it this week. I really miss live streaming Let's Plays. And I really want to do some Let's Plays this week. I think I'll be doing one tomorrow. I did play a bit of Ghost of Tabor just to get a bit of practice in. So I am going to try and make time for that. So, yeah, just to let you know, I really miss doing it. But it's just been a matter of finding time. And just to give a sense of just how wild it's been. I mean, yesterday I woke up, got to this desk straight away at 11 a.m. and I think I finished at 4 a.m. And so, yeah, like I just am not having much time for anything else. And I am trying to have a more healthy work-life balance. And I will get there in the end. So, yeah, that does include making time for playing VR games. But something I have done is I completed Doom the Dark Ages flat screen game. Played a bit of that at the weekend, and I got the Platinum Trophy on Nightmare mode, so I was pretty proud of myself for that. Although I will say out of all the modern Doom games, Doom the Dark Ages is probably the easiest one there. Also, everyone knows about this piece of artwork to my right, yeah? I never take it off the mount, but let's do it now. It's this. How good. I absolutely love this art piece. It's great. The Revenant. But I mean, I could swap it with Spider-Man. I mean, how would it look here? I mean, that's pretty badass. But I like Spider-Man. Just trying to make sure it's on the wall. And I don't know if you saw, guys, I'm wearing shorts. I've got a smart shirt. I'm wearing shorts. It's just one of those days. It's just one of those days. That's a long old working day, Myles. It is. It's been pretty wild lately. But yeah. Is that 17 hours of solid work? Shit, it is. No, it can't be. It can't be. No, it's not. It's 15 hours. Just checking. To be honest, my mind is so fried right now, guys. I don't even know what any numbers mean anymore. So that could be it. Chaos says, I really don't like work. I think I'm going to stop going. I mean, I have the opposite problem. I absolutely adore my work. It's absolutely incredible. It's so fulfilling. Working with amazing people. And I don't know if many of you saw, but we actually had two of my colleagues were on the VR Game Showcase YouTube channel for their VR Dev Showcase. And we were between Endreams and Vertigo Games and Maze Theory. Eric Masha. It was just great seeing Eric and Jasmine talk about Flat to VR Studios and everything we're doing. And it's amazing company. But the thing is, when you work in stuff that you love, you don't treat it as work all the time, and therefore you don't give yourself the time off that you deserve. And that is something I definitely need to do more of. Shorts and a shirt, you wear it well, Myles. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Chaos says, I just imagine you stream without any pants or shorts. I mean, some people say, people only see the top half. I think it's too risky. But yeah, lots of conversations. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Callie. That is how fried my brain is. I couldn't even do simple mathematics. It would have been 13 hours. 17. And I didn't work all of it. I mean, I pretty much did. I actually time myself when I'm working, but I'm only timing as I'm doing the work. I mean, look, guys, when you do a 40-hour week, you're not working that solid 40 hours. That includes breaks, it includes thinking time, changing gears and stuff like that. So yeah, this week is an interesting one. But yeah, thank you. All right. Okay, I think we're just going to get straight into the topic, everyone. I haven't got my in-ears in. Do we want background music? Do we like background music? Should I get some background music on? I do need to get some more background music. That needs to happen. Let me just connect this. And let's have a look here. Dee 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 dee. Background music. Where is it? Where is my background music? Here it is. There we go. Nice. I definitely need to get a lot more of this. Okay, today's topic, everyone. And Siago's just kicked it off saying, I'm a big fan of Scammer Payback and Kit Boga. Kit Boga, I'm not familiar with. I mean, I think I've heard of the name. I've maybe seen one or two of the videos. But yeah, Scammer Payback is absolutely awesome. So, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to open this up for people to share their scam stories. So if you've got a scam story, just put scam in capitals at the start of your message, and then I'll save it, and then we can go through them as they start going through. But look, cards on the table. I'm gonna give you a story, and funnily enough, this is a scam story or a scam attempt that happened to me while I was working in cybersecurity, which shows you even when you've got things right in your face, you can still be potentially scammed. So, I was working for a cybersecurity company. It was fully remote, and I was working on pretty much my last project before I was caught in layoffs a couple of years ago, and I was filming with members of the team. Everyone from marketing to product design to researchers to leadership. I think I did 40 hours of interviews over a couple of weeks, and it was to put together a series that was about, what our products were, and what we were designing, and it was putting them on the market. So that was the context. And one morning, I am on the train going into London, and I get a text on my phone. And the text is from an unknown number. It's from an American number, so it's the +1. In the UK, it's +44. I've always wondered why we're 44. Like, how was that ordered? Does anyone know that? I'm just saving all the scam stories as they come in. Thank you. And I get a text message, and the text says, "Hey Myles, it's Oz. Oz was the CEO of our company, who I did have his number. Obviously, this was a different number. He said, I'm currently in the States, just at an important meeting with clients, and I need you to do me a favor. Is that all right?" And I was like, "Sure. What is it?" And he went, "I need you. I'm with some clients at the moment, and as some niceties for the conversation, I'd like to get them. I'd like to get them something. So, could you pop down to an Apple store and get a key? What is it? A gift card from the Apple store, and get it to me by within the hour." And I saw that text, and in my mind, I'm tired. It's early in the morning. I've been working a lot, working on a super important project, and I'm hearing this from a CEO who I had a lot of respect for. I got on very well with. And so I started thinking about, okay, if I get into London now, where am I going? Where's the nearest Apple store? But if I go there, I'm just not going to be able to do it in time. And so I literally started texting back, I'm not going to be able to do this. Can you ask so-and-so? And as I did, I just paused and went, wait a minute. This is like scam 101. And I didn't reply, and it was clearly a scam. But the fact that it did hook me at the beginning, and I did start thinking about this, shows you the power of scams. Even those of us who talk about it, maybe teach about it, understand it very well, even we can get caught up in it, and it's pretty remarkable. Now, I'm going to quickly go through, before I start going through some of your stories that you're sharing in the chats, some of the characteristics in that exchange, which is what made it work. I don't know if you've had some thoughts about the story that I told you. So some of them are going to be super obvious, some of them maybe not so much. So the first thing is, sometimes coming at you from a odd perspective can throw you off, but sometimes in a way can help hook you. So in this context, I'm getting a text from the CEO and he's saying he's in America with an American number. That checks out. American number, and he says he's from the States. So yeah, I had his regular number, don't have his American one. And so the other thing is authority. Authority is a massive thing. When a CEO of your company or someone from leadership asks for something, you take it more seriously than a random message, because it's, oh, this is the CEO. And in this case, it's a CEO I respect greatly. I get on very, very well with, always want to support. And contextually, I am involved in a project that is like super important. And it's a time where I don't want to miss the beat, don't want to screw up. And yeah, I'm taking that on board. Agrimonius says the next piece, which is important. Scams are always urgent. Urgency. You want to have a time pressure. This can often be used in marketing. Think about competitions and giveaways. This is your last chance to do X, Y, or Z. Think about that. He mentioned that he needed it within the hour. He was like, I'm with these clients. I need help with this. Can you quickly do this? And so quickly do this means less thinking time, less time to consider other options. And so the pressure of authority with urgency in a context that seems relevant to your life, which is actually spoken from a very broad perspective, like not going in much detail. It was a great scam message, and I did reply the first one. It followed up, and it was only as I was replying to the second one, I was like, wait a minute, no, this is a scam. I will not do this. I have also been, I have actually been scammed in other ways. And years ago, I got, and this is actually very common in this day and age. And I probably would have felt shame about this, but I have no shame about it. Like now, just because I'm more comfortable in my skin. But I think this would fall under the category of a romance scam. So romance scams are very, very common. But there was someone that I'd connected with from a dating app years ago, and we got chatting and they had told me that they were going through difficulties financially, and that they were like struggling to pay their rent. And this is something I've been chatting with, and they mentioned that they'd been unwell, using all these things that are very emotive, and again, this is someone that I'd spoken to for quite a while. And so I would, send them money. It was like probably like £20 or something. It's like, yeah, here you go. Like, hope this helps. And then it's like, I now need this. And it's a bit more and a bit more. And the sort of distress that you're getting communicated to about this person's situation, and also because of my personality type, I can't like, and this is something I've definitely had to check in on myself with and improve on. I realised that I was getting fucked around, and then it's like we may have had a phone call once, but it was just a phone call. We never met in person at that point, and stuff like that. And so although like I guess it is a romance scam because of the context, but like the romance bit is kind of like that was sort of out of it. It was more about just like trying to help someone. But yeah, that is something that is very, very common. And I think that can be a huge part of it. I'm just saving a few more of these scam messages. Thanks for sending them in, everyone. This is really, really good. Let's have a look here. Here we go. Thank you. Awesome. Right. I'll tell one more story. Actually, no, I'll hold back. I'm going to go through some of these. Canic Tune says, scam. I got a scam call from Microsoft, and when I told them I used a Mac, they suggested I buy a PC. Actually happened. Very, very funny. What did that remind me of? I mean, actually, I'll go through this top tip in a moment. Callie Timecat says, one day a friend and I went to Crouch End in her car. Someone tapped on the window, so this is an in-person one. She said we'd run over her friend when parking. The friend appeared showing light scuff marks on her white jeans. So what happened? I feel like I need to scroll up now to find out what happened. Is there a second part of this? They bombarded us with anger for a while and then said they'd call the police. I think they were angling for money. My friend said, go on then, we'll be in this cafe. We didn't see the police, so I assume they went on to try it with someone else parking up. I have seen video footage of that, of people that like slam on the brakes or like throw themselves and stuff. I've never been involved in a scam like that, but that kind of stuff does happen. That's pretty remarkable. Let's have a look here. Siago says, I lost a guitar pedal and an amp to an ex-bandmate. Was a Steve Vai, Wah, and a Marshall. They both had issues. He claims to know how to fix circuitry and offered to help. Wait, is there more to this? It's because I only saved the main one. I accepted. He took my gear, kept fobbing me off. Eventually, we fell out. I never got that back. About £500 worth of equipment. Not your typical scam, but I doubt the credibility in hindsight. No, and it all counts. And the thing is, with a lot of these scams, it's like, lots of small amounts of things amount over time. And there's a lot of things where you get scammed out of something and like, well, what can you actually do to claim back on it? It's unfortunate. And you kind of feel like in a world now where people can have a reputation for stuff and not be able to do it again. Unfortunately, it doesn't kind of work that way. So yeah, that's really, really tough. Mason is Messy says, okay, so not me, but when I was younger, my grandparents got a call when we were in the car from Barclays, I think. Long story short, we got scammed and it took almost a year to get all the money back. Well, firstly, awesome that you were able to get all the money back, but the stress and the torment of dealing with stuff like that, and especially when you hear with people getting scammed of such huge amounts of money, yeah, it was that's pretty tough. Jordan says, as a 3D artist, I was approached by scammers posing as a legit game studio. It seems real until they sent an RAR file, turned out to be a session token scam that could have compromised my accounts. Well, I'm obviously glad that didn't happen, but yeah, my goodness, yeah, sending files like that, especially project files, that's really, really harsh. Siago says, following up from his story, yeah, I just ended up in a position where cutting my losses was better than pursuing it. That's it. It's old history now and was a lesson learned. And that's it. Expensive lessons. And yeah, I really struggle now, though, because I do have friends that genuinely need help and I want to help them. And in the back of my mind, I'm just like... And sometimes it might be that they're not actually scamming. But it's just like a bottomless hole in some cases. Well, picking up on some of these things, like if we look at the anatomy of a scam, right? The most common thing you often hear is you hear about like is it the Nigerian prince? Isn't that like the cliche? A prince from another country that emails you and stuff like that. You often hear about these emails that are super obvious, and the question that people always say is, not that, sorry. The question a lot of people say is, how do people fall for this? It's so obvious. How could people possibly fall for it? And the unfortunate reality is, or the Spanish lottery, yeah. The unfortunate reality is the reason that a lot of scams are so simple and obvious is because if they did sophisticated scams, they might hook someone that falls for that sophistication, but they are actually quite astute, and then a few emails later or messages later they go, oh no, I understand this is a scam and don't follow it. If you do a really obvious to detect scam and you still hook someone who's gullible, often it happens with elderly people that are perhaps not so astute with technology and social media, yeah, if you manage to get someone with very very obvious copy, like email or a phone call, if they fall for that, they'll fall for anything. And so that's the point, is you send it out to 1,000 people, you send 1,000 really convincing scams, a really convincing scam to 1,000 people, and you get 900 people clicking on it. But then let's say out of those 900, you get a massive drop off, maybe get a couple towards the end. That's a lot less efficient than sending out 1,000 really, like, a really ridiculous email to 1,000 people. Let's say only 10 out of 1,000 click on it. Well, that's 10 gullible people. You've got rid of all the rest. You're now focusing on the people that can possibly help it. Hello, Galileo. Welcome. Hello, Jason, and hello to everyone else who has joined. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, Jason, that's terrible. My nephew-in-law got caught in a fake bank scam. Text lost 3K. It's just absolutely wild. It's absolutely wild and absolutely devastating, the impact it can have on people. Because it's not just about like losing the money, which is obviously terrible. It's just the lack of confidence and trust. So yeah, obvious yet effective scams. And then, as I've mentioned, there's the psychological triggers, urgency, time, any sense of fear that can be distilled, and authority. Authority is a very, very big one. So there are common scam types, and I'm just going to load this up to have a look here. Here we go. We've got Scam Watch. Common types of scams. Let's have a look here. Nice little page here. So what have we got? We got text and SMS scams. These, I think, most of us are very familiar with and get a lot of. I think they are probably the most common. You often get them for delivery. Your package is due tomorrow. Click here to confirm and all that. Phone scams. Scam calls are more than annoying. Wow, they cost Australians 141 million in losses last year. Let's click on it. I love this. This is ScamWatch is a great website for this. Email scams, social media scams, website scams, in-person scams. But here we go. Type of scams. This is what I wanted. So online dating and romance scams. Yeah. They leave you broken-hearted. I've definitely been a victim to this. Investment scams. This is a big one. If you're looking to make money through investing, watch out. Scammers have created all sorts of fake opportunities to get you excited and take away your cash. Yeah, terrible, terrible, terrible. Product and service scams. So scammers prey on consumers and businesses that are buying or selling products and services. Not every transaction is legitimate. Threats or extortion scams. I think that unfortunately these are going to become increasingly common over the years with AI. So scammers will use any means possible to steal your identity or your money, including threatening your life or hijacking your computer. Jobs and employment scams. Deceive you into handing over your money by offering you a guaranteed way to make fast money or a high-paying job for little effort. Unexpected money. Don't be lured by a surprise win. These scams try and deceive you into giving money up front or your personal information in order to receive a prize from a lottery or competition that you never entered. And impersonation scams. Scammers impersonate trusted businesses, friends or family to steal your money. So that is a very common one as well. But there are things that you can do to overcome this. Something I'll never forget was there was a website years ago that I'll see if I can find this. I don't know if it still exists. This is from 2017. This is it. Rescam. Did Rescam shut down? Okay, this was awesome, everyone. So Rescam... Do you know what? Let's just watch this video, if it plays. Can you hear this? This site was amazing.
Hey, I'm Rescam, an artificially intelligent chatbot designed to fight scammers by imitating victims. With multiple personalities
and an ever-growing vocabulary.
There's no way for scammers to know
that they're talking to a computer.
Here's how it works. When you delete a scammer's email, they simply move on to other targets. But when you forward your emails to me,
I begin a never-ending conversation, so scammers waste their time talking to a chatbot instead of real people. Here are some excerpts from real email conversations I've been having with scammers.
Do you wish to be a member of the great Illuminati family? Do you want to be payment $5 million weekly? Let us know if you are interested in success.
Dear Illuminati, what a wonderful surprise. I'd love to join your secret club. Do you do a bingo night?
There is not bingo night. Please complete attached form with bank details for your receive full payments of $5 million.
Terrific. But to avoid detection, I'm going to send my bank account details through one number at a time. Ready? 4.
This is not necessary.
7. 8.
Dear Anastasia, getting married sounds like a pretty logical first step.
Oh yes, of course. My massive shipment of gold. How could I forget?
I'm sorry, sometimes my caps lock button gets stuck.
I am very interested.
I just have a few more questions.
It's absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. So I wonder if rescam still exists. Let's find out. So what they used to do on the website is oh, it is still here. Great. And I bet you it's come a long way since 2017. I mean, it looks it. Yeah, this is amazing. Because what they would do then is they would, back in 2017, they would show you how much time they've wasted. Someone said here, is it just AIs talking to AIs? Potentially, but if it's spending time with you, it's not doing it with other people. So, let's have a look here. Because what it does is it optimizes once the scammer stops replying. The AI is like, oh, I've lost them. I need to improve. So, yeah, you just forward fraudulent emails to them and they take over. So replies, and this is how many it's wasted 6,505 hours of scammers' time. So, yeah, I think this is awesome, right? Super, super cool. The stats, I love the stats. Oh, okay, that is it on the page. So anyway, that's something that came to mind, and I remember. So rescam can be very, very good for that. And also, you know, any AI powered detection, like you can get Chrome warnings, you can get all sorts of things. But ultimately, there are things that we can do ourselves to help with this. Have you seen the UK mobile company? O2 is making an AI grammar that phones scammers. I don't know. It's quite similar to Scammer Payback. But yeah, Pierogi is pretty funny. So yeah, it's good that more of that stuff's been done. But yeah, I would definitely say that these are some of the top things I would recommend. So firstly, and I'll give you another story actually. And funnily enough, I had this message while I was at the filming event for that work. My dad, I think my dad called me or he texted me and he said, "Hey Myles, did you just text mum asking for money?" And I was like, "No, I didn't." And he's like, "Didn't think so. We didn't send anything." And basically my mum had a text message come from had come from someone pretending to be me saying, "Hey mum, my phone is broken and I really need a backup one. Can you transfer me 200 to this backup account so I can buy one?" And my mum, very honestly, and actually I respect this because I think this is actually the case for most, she didn't send straight away and wanted a check because it was £200. But had the scammer asked for £50, £40, my mum probably would have done it straight away, because there's like that sweet spot, isn't there, of like, what would you do unconditionally for a loved one compared to, what is an amount that would make you want to double check. And unfortunately with AI, and we've spoken about this before, it is going to be possible for people to phone you and then you say, hey, sorry, you got a wrong number. And just you saying those words, they can then use that to map out AI that can sound exactly like you, and then use that to phone family. And can you imagine getting a phone call from someone that sounds like a family member saying that they're in serious trouble and they need help? That stuff is going to get serious. And so a few tips I would give. In the case of that, I would definitely say, have a safe word. Speak to your family members and speak away from cameras or technology or phones. When I worked in journalism, there were times where we would go into a room away from phones and that, so there was no chance of us being listened into. And have a safe word, which is, if I ever call you and it sounds like me, ask for the safe word. This is the safe word, and then you know it's legitimately me. I think that is probably an important step to have, especially in this day and age. Secondly, and I think that this relates to something else, is if you get a phone call from someone, and then they start asking you for personal information, tell them that you'll call them back. So, for example, I had a phone call from Virgin Media, and they basically said, hello, Mr. Dyer, we wanted, because of your great service, we wanted to offer you some new deals. Would you like to explore them? And I was like, yeah, sure. We're having some like major discounts on broadband. I was like, this is great. And they go, oh, awesome. Before we do this, we just need to do some security checks. Is that all right? And I was like, yeah, okay. And they went, cool. Can we get the first line of your address, please? And I went, don't you know that about me already? And they're like, no, we can't say because it's just a security check. And I went, oh, in that case, well, you phoned me, and now you're asking me to hand over personal information. I tell you what, I'll phone you. And so I hung up, went on the website, got the phone number, and called them back. And of course, it wasn't them, so I reported it. I remember my dad, when was helping me with my new kitchen, he was on the phone, so I phoned him, and he was being asked for information. And as he started giving it, he looked at me and went, no, you called me. And then he realised to hang up on the phone. This catches out so many people, and it's such a big thing. And so what I would say is, like, when you get emails, check and see what the email address is from. Don't click links. In certain browsers, if you put your cursor over it, it will tell you what the URL is. But for me, at the end of the day, if you're ever getting anything sent and you need to speak to them, I would just speak to them directly. Like, make the call, find out what their phone number is. Funnily enough, I had it with the blood donation people. They phoned me and then they asked for personal information, and I went, sorry, you're asking me for personal information, and I don't know, like, you've called me. I'll give you a call back. And I did, and it turned out it was legitimately them. So I fed back to the NHS Blood Bank Association saying, like, you need to optimize this, like, because it's not just about like making sure that the blood bank people aren't, getting called out for being scammers when they're not, but it also it just creates good practice around the world, because if they're doing that and asking people, for personal info, and people are giving personal info to the actual blood bank people and like, oh no, this is totally normal and fine, it means that when someone is pretending, their guard is going to be further down. So I think that's a big part as well. But yeah, look, scamming is incredibly dangerous. It leads to a big emotional impact, shame, guilt, sometimes trauma, especially when it's large amounts of money and things like that. It can be life-breaking. But we need to be, compassionate with ourselves when dealing with those things. And the best thing you can do is when you have a scammer experience and you get out of it, what did you learn from it and what could be done to help people with it? So I always recommend having kind of a mental checklist. If you're getting a text message or an email from someone you've not spoken to before, they're not replying, it's coming in cold, don't rush. That's the first thing. Don't rush. Don't hesitate. If you are being asked to rush, ask, wonder why that is. Verify. Consult with trusted people that might know this person if they're pretending to be someone that knows you. And use technology. Go to the website, check and see what their email address is there. I think when it comes internally for businesses and stuff, it's always good to have a do not, I think it's called a do not list. So your CEO should have a list of and often you get this on computer games where they say, we will never ask you for your password. We will never message you and ask for your password. Obviously you need it to log in. And people are like, well, why would you do that? But it's really important. And so having bosses or people saying, I will never ask you to transfer money to me. I will never ask you for any of these details. And having that list is just a great way of building trust with, because again, the problem is when people get scammed, it can break down trust within the existing infrastructure. And that can be really, really terrible as well. I've spoken a lot there, but hopefully a lot of that was helpful and interesting. I do think AI is really going to fuck things up for us. It's going to make things a lot worse. But I'd just like to throw it out there for everyone's thoughts. I'm just going to go through the chat. And if you haven't already, do hit the like button. Hello to everyone that's tuned in. I hope you are doing good. People talking about safe words and that. Callie says, I wonder what my folk sweet spot is. I hope it's 50p. Yeah. Banks say that they never ask for details. I mean, and this is the thing is scams can be combated. You think about the banking infrastructure in the world. Can you imagine if there was any way for it to be completely manipulated and broken down? We would not have a functioning economy. That is stuff that they've done. And Agramani says, as long as AI doesn't know your safe word. Exactly, and that's why I say sort out the safe word away from any technology. And don't write it down. I mean, you can write it down on a bit of paper. But also should be using things like two-factor authentication. I've just started using a VPN again, which can be very, very useful. Lots of things can be used to protect you. Super, super, super important. Any final thoughts? Callie says, I wonder what it's going to be like in 20 years' time. I mean, what things are going to be like in 3 years' time? I have no idea. The changes we're about to go through are unthinkable. Truly, truly unthinkable. Cool. All right, everyone. Well, what I'm going to do now is we're going to wrap things up with what we like to do, which is time for some vitamin G. This is the time of the show every week where I just reach out and say, hey, what are you grateful for? Is it a person? Is it a thing? Is it a place? Is it an experience? Let me know what you're grateful for in the live chat, or if you're watching on replay, let me know in the comment section. And I love to share it. And you don't have to share it. Keeping it to yourself is fine. I like to rehearse it in my head just before I go to bed. I mean, my vitamin G, I had this for the start of the show, but I'm going to talk about now, is lavender. I have this Easy Sleeper collection. This was with some pillows I bought. But I've been lighting this before going to bed because I've been literally leaving my desk and going straight to bed. And I need some switch off time. So what I do is I have a smart light on my bedside table. And it's a lamp. And with the hue lights, you can create the sensation of like candles or burning. Do you know what? I can do it with what's behind me. Let's do it here. There we go. I'll just do fireplace for all of it, and here we go. So it's like it's quite hard to see on this, but they're basically flickering at the moment. It's quite dynamic. I mean, if I did it with maybe a candle, there you go. It looks like there's a candle in there now. You see how it's flickering? What's that? We got, that's a warm white candle. Let's do orange. There you go. Look at that, glowing like a candle. Looks like it's burning, right? But you could even do like different sorts of flames like that. But the reason I bring this up, I'll just leave that candle burning in there. I always worry though, having it at night in my bedroom and like with the curtains, they're not blackout blinds. Neighbours could be like looking in the window and it looks like there's a fire. But I have that. I have the sound of rain or lo-fi music, which the sort of the scratchy effects can kind of imitate that. And lavender, burn the candle, and it makes me feel a lot more chill and relaxed. So my vitamin G is like technology. I mean, candles are technology that just help you get into the zone. I've needed it a lot lately, that's for sure. So yeah, that's been a big part of my vitamin G. How about everyone here? What are your vitamin Gs? Let's have a look here. Mojo says, my vitamin G this week is an electric fan to help beat the heat. It is starting to get a bit toasty. I haven't been too bad so far, though. It's good to keep cool so I could sleep good. Hate sleeping when it's hot, I know. I always used to think I preferred the heat to the cold, but to be honest, when it comes to sleeping, rather be cold and warm up than be too hot. It's horrible, that. Callie says, craft poetry group finding another member in is exploring her LGBTQIA plusness. Honestly, I struggle with all the letters. Like, what does A and I stand for? I feel like lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, queer. I don't know. Yeah, educate me. Always good to connect. Honestly, the amount of letters it's gonna be the whole alphabet one day, and I'm totally fine with that. But you remember, it used to be just LGB. It used to be just LGB, didn't it? Or was it always LGBT? I can't remember. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm an ally in that. I'm just being honest. Like, my brain is fried when it comes to the amount of letters. It's unbelievable. So, educate me, please. Chris says, I'm also thankful for the Betham Tower Hilton. There we go. Nice. Dominic says, vitamin G for a late start tomorrow. Good night, yo. Enjoy that late start. Yeah, I was wondering if it was asexual. Intersexed. Is it intersexed? Okay, yeah. Cool. Oh, it is asexual. I thought it was asexual. Intersex. And it might be a good safe word, except it has now been uttered now. It has been uttered. So I'd definitely choose something else. Cool. Well, listen, everyone. I want to say a massive thank you for everyone tuning in and for bearing with me. I look forward to days where my energy levels are more up there. But while I get back on the horse, if I go with that saying, these shows are maybe a bit shorter, but I also know that there are other things people need to get to on the hour. So I think finishing just before the hour works really, really well. But I just want to say a massive thank you. And we should talk about street food. It's 10 p.m. now. I need to go and get some food. Maybe cook myself something. I don't have time for cooking. What could I treat myself to? I don't know. You know when you want to treat yourself to something, but it's probably going to be unhealthy, and it's like I need to have something healthy. I'll feel grateful for it afterwards. But yeah, love you all, honestly. Love this community so much, and I can't wait to get back to doing some live streaming VR games. Yeah, we'll leave it there. So take good care of yourselves. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Love, respect, empathy, and adios. Till next time. Bye-bye. And let me know what your final thoughts are. Let me know below.
I was chasing sunsets all alone. The darkness faded, painting goodbye big sky. Far away but dreaming of your ocean eyes.
Street food, isn't it? We're going to have to talk about street food. It's going to happen. It has to happen. Street food. Let me know in the comments section afterwards. What's your favourite street food? What street food should I be talking about on next show? Yeah? Let me know. All right. Love you all. Peace out.